Hello and welcome to Replacement Player Baseball. Today we're going to have a little bit of a throwback with a Sunday doubleheader at Wrigley Field. Cubs and Cardinals facing off. Yesterday's game canceled due to inclement weather. And the day before, the Cubs were 5-4 victors in a hard-earned game against the Cardinals. So today, the Cubs are sending lefty Chris Sale out to the mound. He's making appearance number 10. With a 1-3 record, he has a 3.99 ERA and a 1.28 WHIP. The Cubs lineup will be Horner, Correa, Santana, Harper, Springer, Tauchman, Estrada, Ramos, and Sale batting ninth. For the Cardinals, the lineup will include starter Dakota Hudson, who is on the mound for start number 12. He has a 3-3 record with a 4.30 ERA and a 1.55 WHIP. The Cardinals lineup will be Edman, Bader, Carlson, Goldschmidt, Kinzer, DeYoung, Sosa, Valleca, and Hudson batting ninth. Although it's not raining today, it is 70 degrees and the wind is blowing in from center at 10 mph. And it is time to get today's game underway. As we see Chris Sale on the mound, facing off with the Cardinals' Tommy Edman. Edman stepping up to lead off for the Cardinals in this game at Wrigley Field. The Cubs entering play today, 20 games over 500, 10.5 games up on the St. Louis Cardinals in the Central Division standings. Sale out here on the mound, looking up to build off of some quality starts that he's put together recently. Here's the pitch, and that is a check swing, ball 4. So the full count fastball results in the walk for Edman, and that'll bring up Bader. Nobody out, runner on first. Bader facing Sale. Here's the first pitch, and there's a check swing. The throw goes down to second, and that throw is going to be late, so Edman now has 12 stolen bases on the season. With a 1-ball count and runner on second, we're going to throw to second, keep him honest over there. And that looks like he's going to be safe. So now we're going to pitch to the batter, and that is going to be a strike, so a 1-1 count. And now, do we pitch out? Do we think Edman will try to steal another base? He's got 12 steals on the season. Let's pitch out and see what happens here. The pitch out, and the runner is not going. All right, well, so be it. We're going to pitch to the batter now, and that is strike 3 called. Apparently that was right at the knees, and the umpire gets an earful from Harrison Bader as he heads back to the dugout. And now Dylan Carlson, the batter. With a runner on second and 1 out, we're going to pitch out on the first pitch and see what happens here. See if he tries to go. The pitch out, the runner is not going. So now, we're going to pitch to the batter with a 1-2 count, and there's a liner into center field. That'll be a base hit. Is the run going to score? The throw comes home. The runner comes home. No, the runner stays at third. So they did not test the arm of George Springer. The Cardinals now with runners in the corners and 1 out. Paul Goldschmidt, the batter. Top of the first inning, Cardinals are threatening against Chris Sale. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and Goldschmidt, the throw goes down to second, and he is going to be out. So Dylan Carlson attempting the steal, and he is cut down. Looks like Dylan Carlson was also injured on that play. However, the trainer checks him out and says that he can remain in the game. He just can't remain on second base. So now, with 2 outs and the runner on third, Goldschmidt is facing a 1-2 count from Chris Sale. Here comes the pitch. There's a grounder over to third. Estrada has it. He throws over to first, and that'll end the inning. So the Cardinals threaten, but they do not score. Stranding a runner on third, we go to the bottom of the first of a 0-0 ball game. Nico Horner leading off for the Cubs in the bottom of the first inning. Full count, and he is waiting for the pitch. Liner into right field. That'll be chased down. The right fielder has it for the first out of the inning. Correa now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. Here is the first pitch to Carlos Correa. And he drives that one into center field, chasing is Harrison Bader with a sliding catch. He reels it in for the second out of the inning. Now Danny Santana's batting, 2 outs and nobody on. Santana waiting for the full count pitch. And that is low. It is ball 4. The walk is issued with 2 outs, putting Santana on first. And bringing up the next batter, Bryce Harper. 2 outs, 1 man on. Bottom of the first inning. Hudson facing Harper. 1 ball is the count. Here is the pitch to Bryce Harper. And he pops it up to left. Should be routine. The left fielder shading in a bit and making the play to end the inning. So the Cubs strand a runner. They do not score. We go to the top of the second of a 0-0 ball game. Kinzer leading off against Sale in the top of the second inning. Here's the first pitch from Chris Sale. That is a grounder over to third. Estrada has it again. The throw goes to first and rinse, wash, and repeat. That is the first out of the inning. DeYoung, the next batter. 1 out, nobody on. Full count pitch to Paul DeYoung. Sale delivering. And that's a swing and a miss for strike 3. He chased one outside the zone. Sale got him with a fastball up, and that is the second out. Sale's second strikeout, and it brings up Edmundo Sosa. With 2 outs and nobody on, 1 strike is the count. Sosa waiting for the pitch. And a pop-up on the infield. Coming in is Estrada. He looks up, makes the catch in foul territory to end the inning. So the Cardinals go down in order. We go down to the bottom of the second of a 0-0 ball game. Springer facing Hudson, bottom of the second, 1-2 count. Here it comes. Springer grounds it all over to short. Picked up, thrown over to first, and that is out number 1. Tauschman now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. He is waiting for the 1 strike pitch, and Tauschman grounds it over to third. The throw goes to first, and that is out number 2. Estrada the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. 2 strikes is the count to Thairo Estrada, and a swing and a miss to end the inning. So Estrada goes down. The Cubs do not score. We go to the top of the second, still scoreless here at Wrigley Field. Valaika facing Sale to lead off the third. 1-2 is the count, and there's a grounder over to short. Correa has it. He throws to first. That is out number 1. Hudson the batter, 1 out, nobody on. 1 ball is the count to Daniel Hudson. And there's a pop-up into short center field. It looks like Correa is actually going to make the play with 1 foot in the grass for out number 2. Sale now facing Edman with 2 outs, nobody on. Full count pitch. Sale delivers. Grounder back toward the mound. Sale has it. He flips to first, and that'll end the inning. So the Cardinals go down in order. We go to the bottom of the third of a 0-0 ball game. Wilson Ramos leading off for the Cubs against Daniel Hudson in the bottom of the third. Dakota Hudson, excuse me. Got the wrong Hudson on the mound apparently. 2 balls is the count. Hudson with the pitch. And the ground ball goes to third. Picked up, thrown over to first. That is out number 1. So Kinzer the batter with 1 out, nobody on. 2 strikes is the count. Here comes the pitch, and that is strike 3 called at the knees. So that will be a strikeout as the pitcher Sale takes the strikeout looking. Kinzer was not the batter. He was calling the pitches from behind the plate. Horner now the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. Hudson facing Horner with a full count. Here comes the pitch. And that is high. It is ball 4. Nico Horner draws the walk. As he heads down to first, it brings up Carlos Correa. Correa batting with 2 outs and 1 man on. 3-0 count. Correa takes up and in for ball 4. So 2 consecutive walks issued after 2 outs were recorded, bringing up Danny Santana. Cubs have a runner in scoring position, a runner on first, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. Santana looking for the 1-2 pitch, and a grounder over to second. Picked up. The throw over to first, and Santana is retired. I'll be surprised if they need to mow the infield grass after this game. We're going to the top of the 4th now of a 0-0 contest. Sale facing Harrison Bader in the top of the 4th inning, leading off for the Cardinals. Here's a 2-1 count. And the pitch, and Bader lines it into center field. That is going to be a base hit. So the Cardinals have the second hit of the ball game. Harrison Bader with a leadoff single. Next up, Dylan Carlson. Nobody out, one man on. Here is the 1-2 count, and Sale delivers the pitch, and Carlson grounds it over to third. The throw goes directly to first for the first out of the inning. Fielder's choice allows the runner, Bader, to advance to second, and that'll bring up Goldschmidt. With one out, runner in scoring position. Sale working to Goldschmidt with a 2-2 count. Here is the pitch, and there's a grounder over to past third base down in the left field. Man, I thought Estrada was going to make that play. It bounced right past him. So the run is going to score as Goldschmidt has an RBI single, and the tie is broken. The Cardinals now have a 1-0 lead here in the top of the fourth inning. Kinzer, the batter, facing Sale with one out, one man on. Here's the full count pitch from Chris Sale, and he gets him to swing and miss for strike 3. So Sale gets him with the fastball. That is strikeout number 3 for Chris Sale. And it brings up DeYoung with 2 outs and the runner on second. Sale facing DeYoung with a 1-ball count, and a grounder goes to short. Picked up, thrown over to first, and that is going to end the inning. So the Cardinals score. They take the 1-0 lead into the bottom of the fourth inning. Dakota Hudson on the mound facing Bryce Harper in the bottom of the fourth. Cubs down by 1. Here's a 3-1 pitch. And that is low. It is ball 4. So Harper draws the walk. He heads down to first, bringing up George Springer. With nobody out, one man on. Hudson working with a 2-2 count. And Springer checks his swing, but strike 3 is called. So the first out of the inning is strikeout number 3 of the day for Dakota Hudson. Brings up Mike Tauschman. 1 out, 1 man on. Tauschman facing Hudson. Here is the first pitch, and Tauschman grounds it over to second. The throw goes to short, but no relay to first. So Tauschman beats it out as Harper breaks up the double play at second. Now with 2 outs and the runner on first, Thairo Estrada is the next batter for the Cubs. Hudson working in the bottom of the fourth inning, trying to protect the 1-run Cardinal lead. Estrada with the 1-ball pitch. Lines that one into left field. That is going to drop in for a base hit. Stopping at second is the lead runner, Tauschman. And now the Cubs have a rally going with 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Hudson facing Ramos here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Ramos, if he can come through with a base hit, might be able to drive in a run right here. Full count pitch. Ramos takes ball 4, and the bases are loaded. So now Hudson issues his 5th walk of the game, and it brings up Chris Sale. In the bottom of the fourth inning, Chris Sale, who is 1 for 12 on the season, is going to face Dakota Hudson in probably the most important situation of this game so far for the Cubs. Let's see if Sale can come through with a base hit. Hudson facing Sale with a 2-strike count. Here comes the pitch, and a pop-up on the infield. Foul territory. The catcher gets out there, and Kinzer makes the play to end the inning. So the Cubs leave the bases loaded. We go to the top of the 5th of a 1-0 Cardinal lead. Sosa facing Sale in the top of the 5th inning. 2-2 is the count. Here comes the pitch, and that's a liner into right field. I believe that's going to drop in for another base hit. Edmundo Sosa with the leadoff single as Harper gets it back into the cutoff man, and that is going to bring up Valleca with nobody out, 1 man on. Sale working with a full count. Here comes the pitch. That is up and in for ball 4. So Sale is certainly making me feel good about not pinch hitting for him by, putting the first 2 runners on here in the top of the 5th inning. Sale now facing the pitcher Hudson with nobody out, 2 men on. Here's the 1-2 count, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Sale gets strikeout number 4. That was a fastball at 96, and Hudson could not catch up with it. Now Tommy Edman is the batter. He's 0 for 1 today. Facing Sale with 1 out, 2 men on. Here comes the 1-ball pitch. Edman waiting, and a grounder in front of the plate. Catcher pops out. He has it. He throws down to second. They get the middle runner for the fielder's choice, which is the 2nd out of the inning. Sosa advances to third, and now Edman is on first. It brings up Harrison Bader with 2 outs, runners on the corners in the top of the 5th inning. Sale working to Bader, trying to end this inning. Here's a 2-2 count, and the pitch, and strike 3 is called right at the knees. So the Cardinals strand 2. They do not score. We go to the bottom of the 5th of a 1-0 ball game. The top of the Cubs lineup is going to be at the plate in the bottom of the 5th inning. Nico Hoerner, representing the Cubs leadoff batter, is in fact leading off here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the first pitch to Nico Hoerner. And a pop-up to center. Coming in is Harrison Bader. He puts it away for out number 1. Next up, Carlos Correa. He still has a hitting streak on the line. He is batting with 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here is the pitch, and Correa lines that one down the left field line. That's going to be a base hit all the way down in the corner. Correa heading for second. He is going to have a stand-up double for the Cubs with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. So Correa, now representing the tying run, is on second base, and Danny Santana is the next batter. 1 out, 1 man on. 2-ball count. Santana, 3-ball count, taking the walk. Hudson has now issued 6 walks in this ball game. As Danny Santana walks down to first, it brings up Bryce Harper with 1 out, 2 men on. Hudson facing Harper in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and Harper drives it to center field. This is not going to be deep enough, however. Heading toward the warning track. The play is made, and that is the 2nd out of the inning. Man, Harper hit that one way too high. It caught the wind and got knocked down, allowing the center fielder to make the play for out number 2. Springer now the batter. 2 outs, 2 men on. Hudson facing Springer with a 2-strike count. Here comes the pitch, and Springer swings and misses for strike 3. So the inning is over. Cubs strand 2. We go to the top of the 6th of a 1-0 ball game. Chris Sale coming out for inning of work number 6 here with a 1-run deficit. Sale is working to Dylan Carlson with a 2-2 count. Sale looking for the sign. Here's the pitch, and Carlson swings and misses for strike 3. That was a slider that dove down into the dirt, and it earned Sale strikeout number 6 on the day. Goldschmidt now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. 2-1 is the count to Paul Goldschmidt. Here comes the pitch. And a liner into right. Coming in fast is Harper, but he plays it on the hop, and that'll be a 1-out single for Paul Goldschmidt. Next up is Kinzer with 1 out, 1 man on. Sale working, top of the 6th inning. Excuse me. We're going to go ahead and warm up a reliever at this point because Sale's due up 4th. I would pinch hit for him anyway if his spot came up. The Cardinals have got a long list of righties coming up in their lineup right now. We're going to warm up Birdie here in the 6th inning. All right, with 1 out, runner on first. Sale working to Kinzer. We're going to visit the mound, give him a chance to start warming up. And pitching to the batter, 1-2 count. Sale delivers, and strike 3 is called at the knees. Chris Sale with strikeout number 7. And now with 2 outs and the runner on first, we see Paul DeJong come up to the plate. DeJong 0 for 2 today. Facing Sale in the top of the 6th inning. Cardinals up by 1. 1-2 is the count, and there's a liner into right. That's going to drop into no man's land for a 2-out single. The throw goes to third, however, and sliding is Goldschmidt. However, he's going to just get under the tag. Man, Harper identified correctly that Goldschmidt was going to try for third, but the throw was just a moment too late. So now with 2 outs, runners on the corners, Edmundo Sosa is the next batter. And Sale is working in the top of the 6th inning. 2 outs, runners on the corners. And Birdie is going to be brought in to get this final out here in the top of the 6th inning. Sale's day is going to be over. So Birdie comes in. He's going to come into the number 9 spot. He's going to face Sosa. Birdie has 22 2/3 innings thrown, 15 walks, 26 strikeouts, and a 2.78 ERA. Birdie faces Sosa. 2 outs, runners on the corners. Here is the 1-strike count. And the pitch to Sosa. Here it comes. And a grounder back in front of the plate. The catcher has it. He throws down to first, pulls the first baseman off the bag, but the play is still made to end the inning. So the Cardinals do not score. We go to the bottom of the 6th of a 1-0 ball game. Tauschman leading off against Dakota Hudson here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Tauschman stepping up to the plate. Full count. Here comes the pitch. That is outside for ball 4. So Tauschman draws the walk. Hudson has issued 7 walks in this ball game. And now Estrada is the batter. So Kinzer is an average catcher. Estrada the batter. I believe this is going to be a situation where we're going to try to steal with Tauschman and see if we can get him over to scoring position. So bottom of the 6th inning. Let's see what the first pitch is from Hudson. That is a sinker low at 95, or a strike. So what is the next pitch with 1 strike? A check swing, that is high for a ball. That was the changeup. So now with a 1-1 count, is Hudson going to try to waste a pitch here? I think this is where we're going to send the runner, try to steal second. All right, let's see what happens. The pitch. The throw goes down to second. Tauschman is going to slide in safely. That was a slider, so he did throw the breaking pitch, but it was for a strike. And now the Cubs have a runner on second and nobody out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Now with a 2-strike count, Estrada is going to be looking to make contact, move him over to third. Let's see what he can do. Oh, he lines that one into left field. Tauschman rounding third. He stops, however, as the throw gets quickly back into the cutoff man. And now the Cubs have the tying run on 90 feet away. Wilson Ramos is the next batter, and the next pitcher for the Cardinals is going to be the imposing Genesis Cabrera coming out of the bullpen. He has thrown 23 innings, walked 3, struck out 35 with a 1.17 ERA. Genesis Cabrera strikes out basically a batter and a half for every inning that he throws. So now Cabrera facing Ramos. Bottom of the 6th inning. Cubs down by 1. Here is the 2-1 count and the pitch to Wilson Ramos. And there's a liner into center field. That's going to tie up the ball game. Rounding second, heading for third is Estrada. He's going to slide and be out. He is thrown out trying to advance first to third on the Ramos single. So Ramos gets the RBI single, which ties up the ball game. The first out of the inning is recorded at third base. And now with 1 out, there's a runner on first, and Nick Birdie is up, but we're going to go ahead. So we're going to warm up a reliever. We're actually going to warm up 2 relievers. We're going to warm up Blake Taylor. And we're going to warm up Liam Hendricks. Now, Cabrera facing Birdie, which is going to prompt a pinch hitter. In this case, the lefty, Genesis Cabrera, is going to face the righty, C.J. Cron, in this situation. So Cron stepping up to the plate. With 1 out and the runner on first, here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Cabrera facing Cron, who is 6 for 19 with a home run and 5 RBIs on the season. Here's the 2-2 count and the pitch to Cron, and he takes strike 3 at the inside corner. That is out number 2. And now Nico Horner, the batter. 2 outs and the runner still on first in a 1-1 tie. Here comes the full count pitch, and that is outside for ball 4. So Genesis Cabrera actually issuing the rare walk. That is only his 4th of the season. And that brings up Carlos Correa. Correa is 1 for 2 today, extending his hitting streak in his last at-bat. He comes up with runners on first and second, 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Correa facing Cabrera, trying to break the tie. Here's the 1-1 count and the pitch. And Correa grounds it over to second. Picked up and thrown over to first, which will end the inning. So the Cubs score. They tie up the ball game. Stranding 2, we go to the top of the 7th of a 1-1 tie. And now we need to figure out how we are going to address this. We're going to bring in Blake Taylor. Blake Taylor is going to enter the ball game in the number 9 spot. He is going to pitch to the pinch hitter Dexter Fowler at a minimum. And then if the Cardinals send up a lefty, I suppose he could pitch to that person as well. Let's see what happens here. Taylor facing Fowler in tie-all game in the top of the 7th inning. Taylor, out of the Cubs bullpen, has thrown 26 and 2/3 innings, walked 10, struck out 26, with a 1.69 ERA. Taylor facing Fowler with a 1-ball count. Here comes the pitch to Dexter Fowler. Taylor looking for the sign. And here is the pitch. And a grounder towards short. Correa has it. He throws over to first. That is going to be out number 1. The number of ground balls hit in this game has been really significant. The Cubs and Cardinals pitching staff have both induced an amazing number of ground balls. And now, so the righty Lane Thomas comes off the Cardinals bench, which means that Taylor's day is over. We're going to bring in Liam Hendriks to face Lane Thomas here in the top of the 7th. Hendriks coming in out of the bullpen. He has thrown 30 and 2/3 innings, walked 7, struck out 39 with a 1.47 ERA. Hendriks with 1 out, nobody on, working to Lane Thomas, the pinch hitter off the Cardinals bench, who has a 250 batting average with 4 RBIs on the season. Here's the 1-ball count. Liam Hendriks looking to deliver, and here it comes. And Thomas grounds it to short. Correa has that one. He throws over to first. That's out number 2. And now Tommy Edman steps up. He's going to bat from the left side against the righty Hendriks with 2 outs and nobody on. Tommy Edman 0 for 2 today. 1-1 is the count as Liam Hendriks looks to deliver the pitch. And a grounder over towards short. Correa has it for the 3rd time this inning. He throws to first, and that's 3 for 3. So the Cardinals retired on 3 ground balls. We go to the bottom of the 7th of a 1-1 tie. And for today's 7th inning stretch, we have Blake Taylor here to lead the festivities. Danny Santana leading off for the Cubs against the new Cardinal pitcher, Brandon Kintzler. Kintzler has thrown 12 and 2/3 innings, walked 5, struck out 9 with a 4.26 ERA. Kintzler facing Santana to lead off for the Cubs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Santana with a 1-ball count, waiting for the pitch. Kintzler delivers. There's a grounder over to second. That's picked up, thrown over to first, and that is out number 1. Next up, Bryce Harper with 1 out, nobody on. Harper facing Kintzler in the bottom of the 7th inning. He is 0 for 2 today. 2-1 is the count. Harper waiting for the pitch. And a grounder to second. Picked up, thrown over to first. That's out number 2. George Springer, the next batter, with 2 outs and nobody on. Kintzler facing Springer in the bottom of the 7th inning in a tie ball game. And we are going to, as the Cubs manager, I believe it is my responsibility to warm up another reliever at this point. Because in the top of the 8th inning, well, you know what? I'm pretty sure Liam Hendriks only threw 5 pitches to get 2 outs last inning. He's going to go back out and pitch later. All right. Kintzler facing Springer. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's the full count pitch to George Springer. And that is low and in for ball 4. So Springer draws the walk. He represents the go-ahead run. And now Mike Tauschman is the batter with 2 outs and the runner on first. Tauschman facing Kintzler in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 strikes is the count. Tauschman pops it up to center. Harrison Bader coming in. He calls off the shortstop and makes the play to end the inning. So the Cubs strand a runner. They do not score. We go to the top of the 8th of a 1-1 ball game. And Liam Hendriks coming back out to face Harrison Bader in the top of the 8th inning. First pitch, Bader lining that one into left field, coming in fast as Tauschman, but he plays it on a hop. That's a single to lead off for the Cardinals in the top of the 8th inning. Dylan Carlson now the batter. He's batting from the left side against the righty Hendriks. And now, with that leadoff single, we are in fact going to warm somebody up. And in this case, it is going to be Edwin Diaz. So, excuse me, we're visiting the mound. He said, no worries, I'm good. Hendricks facing Carlson with nobody out, one man on in the top of the 8th inning. Here's the first pitch, and that is, the runner is going. The throw goes down to second. It is late, and Bader now has his 9th stolen base of the season. So Hendricks now working to Carlson with a runner on second, the go-ahead run, and no outs in the top of the 8th inning. Here's the full count pitch, and that is low and away for ball 4. So Dylan Carlson issues the walk. Carlson draws the walk, and now Matt Carpenter is coming off of the Cardinal bench to bat in the top of the 8th inning with nobody out, 2 men on. And Edwin Diaz now is going to be summoned from the Cub bullpen. Diaz, let's see here. Diaz is going to come in. He is going to slot into the number 6 spot, and he is going to pitch. And that means that Malik Smith, actually, well, we already used C.J. Cron, so we can't do that. All right, so yes, Malik Smith is going to be the new left fielder, and he is going to bat third in the next half inning. Now, Diaz coming into the game. He's going to try to shut down the Cardinals. Top of the 8th inning, there are 2 men on and nobody out. Here comes the 3-1 pitch from Edwin Diaz. Dylan Carlson waiting. Here it comes. That is inside for ball 4. Diaz issues the walk, and now Kinzer is the batter. The bases are loaded with nobody out. Diaz facing Kinzer in the top of the 8th inning. Here comes the first pitch, and it gets away. It's a wild pitch. The runner is going to come home to score from third, and now the Cardinals have a 2-1 lead in the top of the 8th inning. The runners advance to second and third, so now there's not even a force out to be had. And Diaz facing Kinzer still trying to get out of this inning. Here comes the 1-ball count and the pitch to Kinzer, and he grounds it over to third. The runners freeze. The throw goes over to first for out number 1. Next up, DeYoung with 1 out, 2 men on. Diaz facing DeYoung here in the top of the 8th inning. Really needs a strikeout right here. Here's the 1-ball count, and there's the pitch. The throw goes over to second. The ground ball is to second. The infield was drawn in. The runners stop again, and DeYoung is retired for out number 2. Edmundo Sosa now the batter with 2 outs and 2 men on. Diaz working. Here's the 1-2 count and the pitch, and strike 3 is called, and the inning is over. So Diaz gets out of the inning. The run does score on a wild pitch. The Cardinals take a 2-1 lead into the bottom of the 8th inning. And now we are going to warm up Skubal to pitch in the 9th inning. Estrada is going to lead off for the Cubs here in the bottom of the 8th with the Cubs down by 1. Here comes the 2-strike count and the pitch to Thairo Estrada. And he swings and misses for strike 3. That is the first out of the inning. So Kinzer gets him on a sinker, bringing up Wilson Ramos. 1 out, nobody on. Here comes the 1-ball count and the pitch to Wilson Ramos. And there's a drive to deep left field. Chasing, however, toward the warning track. The catch is going to be made for the 2nd out of the inning. He got that one up high, but it was not deep enough, and that is going to be out number 2. And now Malik Smith, the batter. He is 9 for 37 with 3 RBIs in the season. Smith facing Kinzer with 2 outs, nobody on. Here's the 2-2 count and the pitch, and Malik Smith drives it to center field. He might have gotten all of that one. Malik Smith deposits it into the 2nd row of the bleachers, into the wind. Malik Smith, 424 feet out to center field, and we have a tie ball game once again. Malik Smith heading back to the dugout, all smiles, as he crushed that one into the wind and straightaway center field. So now in a 2-2 tie, Nico Horner is the next batter. 2 outs, nobody on in the bottom of the 8th inning. Kinzer facing Horner with a 1-ball count. Here comes the pitch, and a grounder over to first. Picked up and stepping on the base is Goldschmidt, which will end the inning. So now The Cubs score to tie the ball game. We go to the top of the ninth of a 2-2 tie. And Tarik Skubal is ready to come into this game. He is going to enter. How are we going to do this? He'll come into the number 6 spot. We're going to let him go ahead and come in. That's fine. So he's going to come in. He'll be in the number 6 spot. Skubal facing Cologne in the top of the 9th inning. Here comes the full count pitch. Skubal looking to deliver. And low for ball 4. So that was a fastball at 99 miles an hour, but he missed low, and the go-ahead run is on first. And now we have a pinch hitter, Kurt Suzuki. The top of the 9th inning, Suzuki facing Skubal with nobody out, 1 man on. Here's the 2-2 count, and Skubal with the pitch, and that's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So struck him out with the fastball at 96, and that brings up Tommy Edman. With 1 out, 1 man on. Edman facing Skubal with a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a miss for another strike 3. So that's the 2nd out of the inning. Skubal on fire now, facing Harrison Bader. 2 outs, 1 man on. Skubal working, first pitch, and that is, the runner goes, the throw goes down to 2nd, and he is going to be safe. The throw was high, and Cologne now has 3 stolen bases. So Skubal still working to Harrison Bader. He needs to focus on Bader and just get out of this inning. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Skubal delivering, and a swing and a miss on a fastball up and in. That'll end the inning. So Skubal strikes out 3 in a row after allowing the leadoff single. We go now to the bottom of the 9th of a 2-2 tie. And Carlos Correa comes up to the plate to lead off for the Cubs in the bottom of the 9th. Cubs setting 2, 3, 4 batters up to try to win this game in walk-off style. Jordan Hicks coming out of the Cardinal bullpen. He's thrown 18 2/3 innings, walked 16, struck out 26 with a 6.27 ERA. Jordan Hicks on the mound facing Carlos Correa. Righty versus righty. Here's the 2-2 count and the pitch to Carlos Correa. He is looking for the sign. Hicks delivers, and a swing and a miss for strike 3. That was a breaking ball down at his ankles, and that's the 1st out of the inning. Danny Santana now the batter with 1 out and nobody on. Santana facing Hicks with a 1-2 count. Hicks delivering. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. That's the 2nd out of the inning. Another slider in the exact same spot. 2 outs now, and it brings up Bryce Harper. Cubs are looking for a hero in the bottom of the 9th inning of a tie ball game. Harper facing Hicks. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's the 2-2 count. And the pitch to Harper, and he swings and misses at a pitch in the dirt. That's going to end the inning. No heroic status today. As we go to the top of the 10th, it's still a 2-2 tie. Skubal out on the mound for inning number 2. He's working the top of the 10th inning. Going to face Carlson, Carpenter, and Kinzer. And here's the 1-ball count. Skubal looking to deliver. Here it comes. Grounder up the middle. Correa has it. He throws to first. That's out number 1. Skubal now facing Carpenter with 1 out, nobody on. 1-2 is the count. Here's the delivery, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Carpenter swings and misses at the changeup for out number 2. And now Kinzer is the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. Here's the 2-2 count and the pitch from Skubal, and a grounder up the middle. Horner has that one. He throws to first, and the inning is over. So the Cubs shut down the Cardinals again in the 10th inning. We go to the bottom of the 10th of a 2-2 tie. We are going to need to warm up another reliever as Skubal is due up 2nd this inning, which will prompt a pinch hitter. So Junior Fernandez is going to come in out of the Cub bullpen if we need a pitcher in the 11th. We'll see how this works out. George Springer leading off against Jordan Hicks here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Here's the 1-strike count and the pitch to George Springer. And Springer grounds it up the middle. The shift was on. The second baseman was in position. He makes the play for out number 1. Hicks now facing Skubal. However, this is going to be the pinch hitter, and it's going to be Tristan Casas coming off the bench. Casas is going to pinch hit from the left side against the righty Hicks. Casas has a home run. That's his only hit of the season so far. He is facing Hicks with one out in the bottom of the 10th inning of a tie ball game. Here's the 2-2 count. And the pitch to Tristan Casas, and that is strike 3 called at the knees for out number 2. And now Thairo Estrada, the batter, with 2 outs and nobody on. Hicks facing Estrada, bottom of the 10th. Here comes the first pitch to Thairo Estrada, and he grounds that one past the third baseman down into the corner. Estrada's going to have extra bases. He rounds second, heading for third. He is going to slide in, rounds first, heading for second. He's going to slide in with a 2-out double here in the bottom of the 10th inning. And that'll bring up Wilson Ramos with 2 outs and the winning run in scoring position. Ramos facing, how fast, is Estrada fast? Oh, Estrada's fine. I mean, he's fine. So, Hicks facing Ramos with 2 outs and the runner on second, bottom of the 10th inning. Ramos with a base hit could potentially win this ball game. Here's the 1-2 count. Hicks delivers, and a pop up to right. That is not going to get it done. The right fielder coming in, he makes the play, and the inning is over. So the Cubs strand a runner. They do not score. We go to the top of the 11th of a 2-2 tie. And now what we're going to see is Casas. Yes, I know I have an incomplete lineup. Oh, so interesting. Alright, I thought that Casas would be a defensive upgrade. He's actually not. Because Santana is both a better first baseman and it looks like Estrada is a better third baseman. So Casas is coming right back out of this game. Coming into pitch now is Junior Fernandez. With the top of the 11th inning, we have the 6, 7, and 8 batters coming up in the Cardinal lineup. 2-2 tie as we're in extras here at Wrigley Field today. The first game, giving the crowd their money's worth. We still have a second game to play this afternoon as well. Junior Fernandez facing Paul DeYoung with a 2-strike count. Fernandez looking for the sign. And here is the delivery. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Junior Fernandez gets the strikeout, and it brings up Edmundo Sosa with 1 out, nobody on. 3-1 is the count. Fernandez delivers. That is a grounder over to first. Santana has it. He wins the foot race to the bag for out number 2. It looked like Sosa helped him out right there. Chased one that was outside the zone and grounded out for the second out of the inning. Colon now the batter with 2 outs, nobody on. Fernandez facing Colon with a 1-ball count. Here comes the pitch. And a liner into center field, chasing a Springer, a diving play, and he ends the inning with an excellent defensive effort. So we go to the bottom of the 11th. It's still a 2-2 tie here at Wrigley Field. Malik Smith is going to face the new Cardinal pitcher, Giovanni Gallegos. With 22 1/3 innings thrown, he has walked 12, struck out 27 with a 4.24 ERA. Malik Smith hit his first home run of the season back in the 8th inning, making his manager look quite brilliant in the process, and tying up this ball game at 2. So here he is now in the 11th, still a 2-2 tie. Gallegos facing Smith to lead off for the Cubs. Here's the 1-2 count, and the pitch to Malik Smith. Gallegos delivers. And there's a pop-up to right. That's not nearly deep enough. Coming in as the right fielder, and he makes the play for out number 1. So Horner now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Gallegos facing Horner with a 1-strike count. Here comes the pitch. And Horner grounds it into right field. That is going to be a 1-out single. Nico Horner stopping at first, and the Cubs now have the winning run on first. Carlos Correa, the next batter. Is Horner... Oh, Horner's fine. He's actually pretty quick. So we're going to be looking for a situation here to try to move this runner along. Gallegos facing Correa, who is 1 for 4 today. And I think that what we need to do here is actually put on the run and hit. But maybe not on the first pitch. Let's swing away at the first pitch, see what happens. There's a swing and a miss. That was strike 1. That was a break. No, that was a fastball. That was a fastball with a lot of movement, I suppose. So with a 1-strike count, 1 out in the bottom of the 11th, we're swinging away again, and Correa swings and misses for strike 2. That was another fastball. He was way behind it. So now with 2 strikes, and Gallegos, I'm assuming, is going to waste a pitch here. We're going to try to steal second, see what happens. Here comes the pitch. Oh, and the pitch out. They did waste a pitch. Man, and they throw out Correa by a mile. They throw out Horner by a mile down at second base. Well, I expected them to waste a pitch, but that was a bit ridiculous. So now Correa batting with a 1-2 count here in the bottom of the 11th inning. Here comes the pitch, and Correa swings and misses to end the inning. So we go now to the top of the 12th. It is a 2-2 tie. And Junior Fernandez coming out for inning number 2. He is facing the pitcher Gallegos to lead off the top of the 12th inning. Here comes the 2-strike count and the pitch from Junior Fernandez, and he swings and misses for strike 3. So Gallegos is strikeout victim number 2 for Junior Fernandez, and it brings up Tommy Edman. 1 out, nobody on. Here's the 1-2 count. Here comes the pitch, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Edman goes down swinging, and it brings up Harrison Bader. Harrison Bader is 2 for 5 today. Facing off with Junior Fernandez. 2 outs, nobody on. 2-2 is the count. Junior Fernandez delivers, and there's a swing and a miss to end the inning. So Junior Fernandez strikes out the side. We go to the bottom of the 12th inning of a 2-2 tie. Danny Santana now is the batter. We are going to warm up a different reliever. We're going to warm up Joe Jimenez. No, you know what? We're going to warm up Gabriel Moya. In case we have to go to the 13th inning, Danny Santana now is going to face Gallegos in the bottom of the 12th of a 2-2 tie. Santana waiting for the 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. And he swings and misses for strike 3. So now with 1 out, nobody on, Bryce Harper the batter. Bottom of the 12th inning, Gallegos working with a 2-2 count. Here it comes. And Harper swings and misses for strike 3. So that's out number 2, bringing up George Springer. Bottom of the 12th. Gallegos facing Springer with a full count. Here comes the pitch. And Springer grounds it up the middle. Again, the second baseman in exactly the right place. He fields and throws to first to end the inning. So we go to the 13th inning. It is a 2-2 tie here at Wrigley Field. Junior Fernandez is going to give way to Gabriel Moya here in the 13th inning. Do we want to do a double switch? I'm pretty sure. Well, I've got 2 guys on the bench. However, I think that I'm probably better off just pinch hitting in the next half inning. So Moya is going to come in, and he is going to face Carlson in the top of the 13th inning of a 2-2 tie. Carlson turns around to bat from the right side now. He's 1 for 4 today. Moya has thrown 24 2/3 innings, walked 9, struck out 24 with a 4.74 ERA. Moya facing Carlson with a 2-2 count. Moya looking for the sign. And here is the delivery. And that's a strike 3 with a curveball for out number 1. So now Carpenter the batter, 1 out, nobody on. Moya working with a 1-2 count. Here comes the pitch. And strike 3 is called again. That's out number 2. So Moya now facing Kinzer with 2 outs and nobody on. Here comes the first pitch from Gabriel Moya, and that's a grounder toward third. Estrada has it. He throws over to first, which will end the inning. The Cardinals go down in order once again. We go down to the bottom of the 13th inning of a 2-2 tie. And Gabriel Moya is going to be pinch hit for by Miguel Amaya. And then we are going to warm up Joe Jimenez. So Jimenez will face the Cardinals 6, 7, and 8 batters in the next half inning if he ends up coming in to pitch. Gallegos facing Amaya here in the bottom of the 13th inning. The Cubs need to try to get some base runners, see if they can get this game finished off here in the 13th. Here's a full count, and Amaya swings and misses for strike 3. That was a fastball up at his eyes, and he could not lay off of it. And now we have a new pitcher, Seth Ellage, coming out of the Cardinals bullpen. This guy has apparently just been called up for AAA, apparently. So Seth Ellage, excuse me, has not appeared yet in a Major League ballgame. He is going to face Thairo Estrada for the Cubs with 1 out, nobody on, in the bottom of the 13th inning. 1-2 is the count. Estrada waiting for the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss for strike 3, so Ellage gets a strikeout for his first appearance, and it brings up Wilson Ramos with 2 outs and nobody on. Ramos facing Ellage. First pitch, here it comes. And Ramos drives it to deep right field. Not going to be deep enough. The right fielder chasing toward the warning track, and he makes the play short of the wall to end the inning. We go to the top of the 14th inning, still a 2-2 tie. And now, Amaya's going to stay in and catch. Fernandez is going to come in to pitch. And bat in the number 8 spot. So, Paul DeYoung is going to be the first opponent for Joe Jimenez here in the top of the 14th inning. Jimenez has thrown 21 2/3 innings, walked 4, struck out 31 with a 4.15 ERA. Jimenez now working with a 1-1 count. Here comes the pitch. He looks for the sign and the delivery and a grounder over to first. Santana has it. He steps on the base for out number 1. Jimenez now facing Sosa. 1 out, nobody on. First pitch to Edmundo Sosa. And he pops it up to center. Springer coming in for a routine play. He looks up and catches it for out number 2. And now, Christian Colon, the batter. He comes up with 2 outs, nobody on. Jimenez working with a 1-1 count. Here comes the pitch. And a grounder to second. Horner has it. He throws to first, which will end the inning. So the Cardinals go down in order. We go to the bottom of the 14th inning. It's time to stretch once again. And we are still at a 2-2 tie. Malik Smith leading off for the Cubs against Seth Ellage in the bottom of the 14th inning. Malik Smith waiting for the 1-1 pitch. Here it comes. And there's a drive into the gap in left center field. That's going all the way to the wall. Malik Smith motoring around the bases. He's going to have extra bases. He stops at second with a leadoff double. And that will bring up Nico Horner. Nico Horner is going to be asked to lay down a sacrifice right here in the bottom of the 14th inning of a 2-2 tie. Ellage facing Horner. The sign is in. Here's the bunt. And the bunt is laid down. He missed it. Oh my. Apparently he offered and missed it, that bunt. Alright, so we're going to try this again. And this time he lays down the bunt. The pitcher has it. The throw is over to first to get the force out for the first out of the inning. And now the winning run is 90 feet away. And Carlos Correa is the batter. 1 out, runner on third. Bottom of the 14th inning. Ellage facing Correa. 2-1 is the count. And Correa lines it up the middle. That is going to win the ball game. Carlos Correa with the walk-off RBI single. And the Cubs are 3-2 winners here in the 14th inning. The Cubs getting 3 runs on 9 hits with no errors. The Cardinals 2 runs on 7 hits with no errors. The player of today's game is, in fact, Chris Sale for the Cubs. He went 5 2/3 innings. 6 hits, 1 run earned, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Certainly deserved to win this game. However, the Cub bullpen, in my opinion, is the real MVP of today's game. As they threw, let me just add this up quick, 8 1/3 innings of scoreless, 1 run relief. Liam Hendricks allowed the only run to score all the way back in the 8th inning. So the Cubs improved to 42-21, while the Cardinals dropped to 31-33. And come on back for the nightcap as we are going to play the second game of the doubleheader against the Cardinals later this afternoon. Thank you for watching Replacement Player Baseball.